Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, then welcome to this safe space. My name's Mandy, and it's good to have you here. If you're returning, then welcome back. I am so grateful that you're coming back to view some more waffle. And today, I just kind of want to go back and touch on something I spoke about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago now. So that being said, get yourself comfy, get a drink of choice, and let's jump in. So a couple of weeks ago, I think it was my first video after my sort of introductory one, and I spoke about finding yourself living alone, and whether you do just think that you are alone or whether you feel lonely. Now, I don't know whether my videos hit home with a few people or not, but I've had some people in the last week get in touch with me, and they're really struggling. They've got their own demons that they're struggling with, and now the nights are drawing in. Not only are they struggling with other issues that have come to the forefront, but they feel really lonely. And it led me to do a little bit of research. Now, what led me to do the research was last night while I was on YouTube. And John Lewis, you have done it again. I was sat there absolutely bawling my eyes out. It really hit home with me. I'm not sure whether any of you out there have seen it as yet. So spoiler alert if you haven't. But it kind of touched home with me. It really did touch home with me, just purely because I have a little robin that comes and visits me. I have had for a lot of years. So I've obviously got some member of my family who is coming to visit now and again. But yes, I would say 9 out of 10 John Lewis adverts, yeah, leave me reaching for the tissue box. And it led me to do a little bit of research, and even at the end of that video, it actually tells you some statistics which are absolutely shocking. They're absolutely shocking. So forgive me if I'm looking down, because I did actually write some notes, and it is from the end of that video. Now, I know on the advert it does say the song that's actually played to the video, you can download it or you can buy it, and then the proceeds from that go to charities that help with this kind of thing. And just to let you know, in the description box below, I have actually put some companies that do help with this kind of thing. Sorry, my little pad getting in the way there. So for instance, you've got Samaritans, you've got Calm, and then you've also got ones that actually double up for ending your existence. I don't think you're allowed to say the word on YouTube. But if you're struggling with those kind of thoughts, they are also experts at helping in that. So I've listed them below in the description. So if anybody is struggling, either give them a call or alternatively get in touch with me, and I'll help where I can. And then if it's something that's out of my jurisdiction, because by no means am I expert on this, I only kind of talk about things that personally I have gone through. And sort of sharing my experiences, which, if that helps somebody, I've achieved. I'm happy with that. So back to these horrifying statistics. So approximately, and bearing in mind, these statistics are only going off people who have contacted these kind of lines and reported that they're struggling with loneliness. So I can imagine that these true figures are much, much higher. So approximately 1.4 million older people in the UK have experiences of loneliness. And obviously this time of year it does increase, especially, you know, around Christmas, when you've lost loved ones, or you're estranged from loved ones for whatever reason. And I find that quite, in today's society, I find that quite astonishing, that it just goes to show that these days we don't have community. Everyone is so engrossed in their own life. I'm not going to say that people are selfish, because that would be wrong of me to say that, but everybody is just so busy in their own lives, doing their own day-to-day thing, that we have just lost sense of community. Now, whether that's because we've become more multicultural, I don't know. Whether there's less trust in the world, I don't know. But if you have somebody who lives near you, who lives next door to you, or that you know who works with you, that you know lives alone, please, please, please reach out. I'm not saying you've got to go round on Christmas Day with a portion of Christmas dinner, or that you have to invite them to yours. I am not saying that you've got to do anything like that whatsoever. But sometimes when you're in a place of loneliness, sadness, depression, sometimes it's just nice to know that there is someone out there who cares. Okay? I'm not saying go and tell them just so, you know, oh, I'm doing my good deeds, so I'll say that to them. If you're not going to intend on carrying anything out, so if somebody contacts you, if that work colleague, you know, texts you on Christmas Eve and just says, I'm really struggling, if you're not going to do anything about it, then please don't offer to help them. So I'm pleading for people who have good hearts, that if you have somebody who lives alone, elderly or not, if you have somebody who lives alone and you know that they don't have any family, or they're estranged from their family, they don't have any contact with their family, please reach out. But you must reach out from the heart, that if they do contact you, you will spend your time to help them. Okay? Unfortunately, these days with social media, we have way too many people who do these good deeds, but you know, they have to bring the camera along and film it and blah blah blah. No, leave your ego at home and help these people, because you get back in life what you put out. I firmly do believe that. So that's my telling off to some of you. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video, just basically asking people just to look out for your neighbours, look out for colleagues. You may have friends that live on your own, and obviously if you've got friends that live on their own, you know, you obviously do look out for them, for you know, to a certain extent. But this time of year can be busy, you know, you've got things going on, you're getting prepared for Christmas, you probably, you know, you could be going out and doing festive things over the next few weeks, you know, doing wreath making and things like that. Invite these people along. It just gets them out of their four walls, and it just gets them doing something different, and just stops them from overthinking in their own company, because sometimes that can be a bad place to be, in your own thoughts, in your own company. That's where you overthink things. If you are somebody who lives on their own that's watching this, and you do struggle with that, maybe you've got a very small circle of friends, maybe maybe they have husbands and families, so they're busy this time of year. Reach out, please reach out to either the numbers below, to myself. One piece of advice I can give you is keep your mind active. Even if it's only reading a book, whether it's doing, I really don't like to say it, but even if you're only playing games on your phone, just keep your mind active. Do some colouring in, do some sewing, do some knitting if you're crafty or anything like that. Choose a hobby. Because sometimes just watching TV doesn't really take your mind off it. You could be sat there watching Corrie, and your mind, sorry for anyone who's not in the UK, Corrie it's a soap opera called Coronation Street. Been running since the 60s, I think. It's a very popular soap opera in the UK. But watching TV, it doesn't really stop your mind from churning thoughts over. So you could find yourself tuning out to whatever's on the TV, because all of a sudden monkey mind has come in, and you're starting thinking all sorts. Or there may be something on the show that you're watching, or the program that you're watching, that that sort of triggers you, and it can be hard. So I'm not saying, get rid of your TV or anything like that, but sometimes if you feel that you're struggling, then maybe reach for a book, or maybe look into doing a hobby. But I found that when I first started living totally on my own again, I found that some nights when I wasn't, for quite a while, I wasn't in the mood for creating cards. I wasn't in the mood for going in. My creativeness had just taken an absolute plummet. And, so going and sitting at my desk and getting something out to take my mind off, it just didn't work at all. So I read quite a lot of books. I got into that side of it. I started doing a lot of research on things for my company, and that kind of took my mind off it, because I knew that when I came out of this the other side, I'd be ready to do things, So just I think we just need to get back to having some form of community, and just knowing that you're all looking out for each other. I've got a lady that lives next door but one to me. She's only in her 70s. She's not very old at all, but she's not very mobile. She does have a family that goes round. She's got a son and a daughter, and she's got grandchildren. So she is very well looked after. But she knows she's got my number, and she knows that I'm always here. She only needs to text me or phone me, and I'm literally 2 minutes away, So it's nice. It's nice to know that. The lady who lives next door to my dad, she also lives on her own, and I've said to her, if there's anything, this is my number, just let me know. And she has she has a niece that goes and she has a couple of friends that go and check in on her. But sometimes, if it's, that sounded very posh then, didn't it? Sometimes if it gets to sort of like 7, 8 o'clock at night, you don't really feel like bothering people. And seriously, you're not being a pain in the bum. You're really, really not. And I think a lot of people would understand. Some don't, because some have never experienced it. And I hope other people, I hope, you know, nobody does experience it, because it can be a horrible place to be. But please reach out. If you don't reach out to me, reach out to the numbers below. And if you're one of the lucky ones who have family around you, and you know, and you're not in that position, then please, if you know anybody who is, please reach out from the heart. I mean, if you know, if you do want to offer a place at your table on Christmas Day to them, absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. But if you don't want to go that far, you know, maybe just go round with a little gift, a little Christmas card, and just say, you know where I am if you need absolutely anything. That's all it takes. It's all it takes. Doesn't take a lot. Just a couple of pound, even maybe a box of mince pies. Box of mince pies and a little Christmas card. You could even order them from me. And yeah, just nip round and just let them know that, you know, you're thinking of them, and if they need absolutely anything at all, you know, even if they're struggling to get out over Christmas, you might have an elderly neighbour who's just been and had an operation or something, who's not very mobile or whatever at the moment, and you know, they can't. A lot of these pensioners, they don't know how to use computers, you know, so they can't get on Just Eat. Other platforms are available, you know, and order some bread and some milk off Co-op or Morrison's or wherever. Other stores are available. So yeah, we really have lost that sense of community, which I think is really sad, especially to our older generation in this country. And if you're watching from any other country, I'm sure, you know, your country is in a very similar position. And it seems that when you get a certain age, you're kind of forgotten about, you know, especially when you've retired. You've paid into society all your working life, you know, and now they don't care. You're not paying into society anymore. You know, you're on your whatever it is a week for a pension, you know, and you're probably struggling to put the heating on and put food on the table, and you know, you probably can't go out and see your friends as much because you can't afford to. You know, not everybody's in a lucky position like that. So it's just a little request, just to look out for people that you know and that are in your neighbourhood. And I know I'm just kind of repeating myself now. So I'm going to end my video there. So if you haven't seen the John Lewis advert and you feel like you need a good cry, then please get on you. It is on YouTube. You can view it on YouTube. But then again, I don't watch TV, so I don't know whether these kind of adverts are out there on the telly as yet. I'm sure they are now that Halloween is over. I'm sure Christmas has been plugged to death. Oh, maybe I've said a word I shouldn't have done there. So with that, I'm going to wrap up for today, because I am now going to go. I mean, we're not very late in the day. I think it's only about 9:30, something like that. I'm going to go get at my craft desk and get my my new Christmas designs finished off, and then I can get my videos out to the people who are waiting eagerly for my new designs this year, so they can place their orders. So I will say thank you for being here with me today, and if you've enjoyed today's content, if you're happy with me going on and on and on and telling you please reach out to these people, then give this video a thumbs up. And if you are enjoying my content, then please consider subscribing. It helps my channel, and it keeps YouTube algorithm extremely happy. And it just helps my videos reach more lovely people like yourselves. And like I say, if one of my videos helps one person, I've achieved. I'm happy. I'm absolutely happy with that, because that is why I started this channel. So, until next time, take care. Look after yourselves, my lovelies. Never dim your light for anyone or anything. And until next time, love you lots. Speak soon.